I decided that I wanted to go and get a in the waistband holder also. I found out that I was a little bit overweight and outgrew my pants a little bit. So I'm waiting on some new jeans. Don't judge me. But I did order one. This is the one I ordered. Came in this packaging. Would say these came in a box. In a box, basically. This came in a packaging like this, just like this. Now, for this holster, I paid a little bit more because it came with a option to mount a light down here. So I do have a light that I'll be reviewing for a while. It's the Olight PL Mini 2, which I will do a review on once I get some information and use it a little bit more and see if it actually stands up to what they say it will. I mean, it was a $90-something light, and it's pretty neat, but we'll see. I don't know. Anyway, I got this for that, and it's an in the waist one. I did not like this. I'll tell you why. One thing is I looked it up online. Here's what I found. Olight PL Mini 2 on a Glock 19 or 23. Boom, that's what I wanted. $42, not including tax, so I paid more for it. And it looks like it's got this nice cutout here. It's got the suppressor height sight option, and then it's got the spot for the light. And then it's got all these extra holes, I'm assuming to be able to customize it a little bit, which would have been awesome. So I called them up because what I found is that my pistol, I don't have the light on it right now, but when I first got it, this was completely closed in. I had to actually drill this hole out. I used a Dremel and made a spot for my threaded barrel. So here we go. When I was putting it in, the threaded barrel was getting stuck right here, and what was happening is it was actually pushing my slide back. So I was pushing my slide back whenever I tried to get it in there, and it's just loose. So I had to make a spot for that barrel to go through, so I did. Now it's seated, okay? It's seated as far as it'll go in here, and it's loose. I mean, that's loose. I cannot tighten these, and it only comes with two tightening screws here. So these two are to squeeze this down, apparently. And it's what's happening is this one is you can actually see it's kind of bulged out, this little plastic rubber garment thing that they have in there. I don't know if you can see it if I have my finger here or not. But it's bulged out right here because I've screwed this screw down so much I can't really screw it down any farther. This one is barely coming out. I mean, it's pretty much flush with the Skydas. Okay, so I can't screw this down, and the reason I can't is because this side is spinning, and is what it is it's it's got these two little. I've tried to use pretty much anything I have around my house to get this to stop spinning so I can keep screwing in the screw. But in the process of that, I just can't get enough pressure on both ends of this thing because I don't have a press or anything to get this to stop. So I cannot tighten this screw down any more than it already is. So it's not fitting. It's got the suppressor height sight little spot here, which is great. I thought that was, that was a big selling point for me. I've got this one specifically for the light. Now, when I contacted them, I said, hey, this isn't working. This isn't the same one as you pictured, because if you look, this is the one I clicked. Here's the cutout right here. Got this nice open end right here, and the light is enclosed. but the barrel and the slide and all that stuff is open, right? This isn't. This isn't open. This is all closed. I mean, it was closed all the way up to here, like that. So after cutting this out, it still wouldn't fit right. So and then also, another gripe I have about this, and I haven't really used it, like I said, but I can just see something going wrong. Now, don't get me wrong, this is pretty thick plastic. I mean, it's pretty thick, but I don't know. I mean, it's pretty flimsy too. It's much more flimsy than the plastic Blackhawk used, that's for sure. And so after looking at this, adjusting it to where, because I wanted it to kind of be at an angle instead of up and down, because I was going to use it on my appendix area. I have it at an angle right here, so I was able to adjust this. Not that this was super easy to adjust, but it's not difficult because it's plastic. And that's one thing I didn't really care for. Now, being plastic as your only form of it's not adjustable as far as height goes. It's not adjustable other than, I guess it is, there's one spot up higher that I just noticed that you could move these screws up just one more to get your gun down just a little bit farther. But it's plastic. In cold weather, I'll bet you money if you are too rough on this thing won't break. I'll bet you $1. Other than that, I'm not a big betting man because I'm broke. So I don't know. To me, for the price point, $42, it's not super expensive for most people, but for people that don't have a lot of money, $42 is sometimes an investment. So for 42 bucks, to have a holster that didn't even work for my gun, I mean, all it was just a little bit of a barrel, but it feels like my gun actually should go in farther, because if I push my gun, so my barrel's sticking out right here, if I push this a little harder, I mean, that slide is still moving a little bit. So to me, this should go up to the edge of the gun, right? So to me, they have plenty of opportunity to make this actually come down a little farther and work better as far as a holster with a light and a red dot. I mean, and it's just, it won't tighten down. I mean, it's so loose. Like I'd be afraid if I was running and this was sitting there. Plus, you can't adjust how thick. You got to get the right thickness of the belt. Like, I mean, there's no adjustment there. So if this is sitting over your belt and you're running and it's moving up and down, then all of a sudden your firearm goes out, or you're scuffling with somebody and your firearm comes out. That's just a horrible day to me. I mean, that's a bad day waiting to happen for most people. So I'd say, when you get a new holster, to definitely give it the one around it and make sure this is something that is going to suit your needs and work properly for you. I do know that I am going to get a different not firearm. I'm going to get a different firearm, but I am going to get a different holster. I'm sending this one back. I gave them some little notes on what they could do a little bit better, why I didn't want it, and what needed maybe some little noggin work, some thinking about. Just, $42. I mean, I'd rather wear that Blackhawk. I think I'm just gonna wear that Blackhawk unless I can find a really nice one that's not too expensive, that actually works really well and maybe has an adjustable little spot here for my belt, so that way I want it to be secure. That's what I want. I want it to be secure. And this to me is just not this could come up off your belt so easily. I mean, in my opinion, if you had this against your skin and your pants were tight, there's like a, I don't know, maybe a centimeter of width between the little clip here and the actual piece. So to me that could actually come out. I mean, some thinner belts could actually slide right out of that, and that's not cool with me. Not what I'm looking for. So shouldn't be what you're looking for either. So anyway, this is a Skydas Gear IWB. I don't know. It's a weird name. You know, you never know until you buy something. So I know now. I'm returning it. Probably not in the same package because I wanted to get there in decent shape. And to me, shipping it in this without a case, I mean, just screams flimsy to me. You know, half-assed, really. So I'm going to send it back to them today or tomorrow. I'm printing out the, actually, matter of fact, I got the return slip printed. So it's just one of those things. I told them I was going to do a review on it, asked them if they, you know, had anything that they could, you know, do, or if they sent me the wrong one because the picture's different. They said they changed the picture, so that's good. Maybe you'll get a better picture and maybe have a little bit more insight as to what you're buying before you buy it. That's all I can say about that. So higher quality, cheaper price, Blackhawk, man, level 2. You have the safety there. You have, and this goes down far enough that I mean I couldn't have taken this out of my pants if I wanted to, really, when I was walking around with it. So this is actually a pretty good holster for a level 2 holster. And I'm all about safety. I don't want my firearm getting into somebody else's hands, and I want to be able to make sure that I'm a safe carrier, right? So we all want to be safe when we're carrying firearms, just for our safety, other people's safety. You don't want to get sued for something stupid. So we went over the holster. Later on, I'll be going over some other products like the light, just some other things that I've procured. There's some actually pretty good stuff I've gotten throughout the last year that has worked wonderfully and great and was very inexpensive. You don't really need to buy a $500 item when you can buy a $90 item that does the same thing. It's got the same capacity. It works the same, maybe even better. Just, I don't know. It's weird. It boggles my mind how things are priced. But we will get into that stuff another time. Like I said, if you're interested in these videos or want to watch further videos, I'll ask that you subscribe, maybe hit that like button, maybe share it with some friends. Maybe there's some people you might know that are interested in some good protective items. And we will get back to that. Get you some more videos next week. I'll give you my honest opinion. You know, I don't have any affiliates, or I'm not associated with any companies or anything like that. I'm not getting paid to do anything. I buy my own products so far. I've never gotten anything from anybody other than family members, and they can, you know, they hope I like it. So, but this is a good way for me to just get some information to you guys. Thanks for watching. I think I'm gonna go. You guys have a great day.